What up, my social media family? It is your favorite realtor, Josh Brown. Hey, man, and y'all already know what today is. Motivation Monday, man. I hope y'all had a great start to your week. Hope y'all finished this Monday strong. So I'm coming to y'all at night because I need y'all to finish strong every night, all right? But today's motivation topic is going to be communication, man. And this is an interesting topic because when we talk about communicating, it's one of the hardest things to do in the world on any level. You know what I mean? You can talk about work communication, relationship communication, family communication. Communication pretty much boils down to every aspect of your life, and it's one of the most important things that you have to learn to do. And as I get older, as I grow, as I begin to learn how to actually, speak correctly, speak in a manner that people can actually understand me, it's starting to get easier, but at the same time, it's still getting even harder because you got other people that don't take the time to work on their communication skills. Now, I've had some of the hardest times communicating with people, period. And I'm still working on it. There's nothing that you're going to master in one day. You know what I'm saying? It's more of you work on it every day. You work on it when you can, and you hope to see it in the fruits of your labor. Communication is so important to the point that it can make or break you in, getting hired for a job and having a relationship with with your significant other, talking to your family, because every time you communicate with a person, a certain projection of what you're saying is coming off to them. They might understand it, but they might not. And you got to think of how long we've been conditioned to communicate the way that we do. How long have we been conditioned to communicate with our emotions instead of communicating with our logic? And that's what I had to learn, man. When you communicate with your emotions, it comes off very offensive. It can come off very direct, too direct to the point where it's hurting another person's feelings, and you're not even realizing it. Communication with your emotions to a point to where it feels threatening to the other person, or it feels like you're judging the other person. And I've just learned, when you're communicating and you're in a high emotional state, it's best to either, calm yourself down, come back to it later, or mature. A lot of us communicate with immaturity. And I think, I struggle with that a lot myself too. It was just I'm gonna just get mad and snap on somebody, or instead of me trying to calm myself down, I can't talk to you right now, so I'm gonna just walk away, or I'm gonna just leave. At the end of the day, it may cool you off for the moment, but if you can never learn to get past that, you'll continue to do that over and over and over, and just cycle yourself in and out, in and out, in and out, to where you never found a solution to the problem. You're really just recycling your conditioned methods to continue going and going and going, and then to a point to where it explodes, or you don't want to deal with it no more. So I've just learned that, whatever aspect of life that you're in, you got to learn to communicate with the other person or the other workplace environment, or, whatever it is, because at the end of the day, you are the problem. It's not the people around you. Obviously they also play an important role of how you communicate, but if you're, mature enough, or, you've learned to communicate with them on the best level that you can, then that's really all you can ask for. And if you call people out about their communication skills and your communication skills ain't even right, you're just pretty much being an a-hole, And we don't want to be an a-hole at the end of the day, man. We want to give as much love to the world that we can, because the world needs it, and we want to be at peace. Because when you're at peace, that's when you're at your calmest. That's when you can go out into the environment, in the world, and nothing really will affect you. People can get mad, and you're just gonna look away like, dang, they must be going through something. So I know that a lot of my communication comes from my past, comes from my background, my what I used to go through in life, and I've just come to a point where I don't want that to affect my everyday life anymore. If I can't communicate with you the correct way, then I gotta take a step back and look at myself. How can I be better at it? And sometimes that's what we need to do. We have to take a step back, look at ourselves, instead of trying to look at other people for the solutions. You're the only one that will give solutions to your problem. Nobody else is the problem. You're the problem. And until we recognize that, we are the actual problems, then maybe, we'll be able to move forward in life and forgive people for their past, or, forgive people at work, even if it's off the littlest things. We'll communicate with somebody off of a little scenario that they made us mad about. And then our communication to the way we go about them comes off way wrong. So for Motivation Monday, man, I hope you guys are trying to level yourselves up by just learning to communicate better in every aspect of life, because the more you listen to people, then the better you can actually understand to them to actually be able to communicate with them. Listening is one of the most important things too, because 9 times out of 10, we don't listen. We listen to respond, or we listen with emotions that trigger a reaction, or we listen and then we get triggered and then we respond. Like, we have so many triggers in our lives to the point where we don't even know what we're getting triggered off of. We'll come home from work and be mad, and somebody will say the wrong thing to you, and you'll get triggered off of that. Like, and then blame them for it, as if it's their fault when you've been mad all day and you never sat down with yourself to see what was the underlying issues to why you were reacting like that. So, listening is a very important thing too. And as men, we listen to problem solve. And sometimes that's not what people need. Sometimes people just want you to listen so they can speak, so they can just get off what they had to say, get off everything off their chest. And that's okay. Because as we get older, as we grow, as we learn to maneuver through this world, we learn to be better human beings. At least that's what I learned. I want to learn to. That's what I'm learning to do. I don't want people to think that I'm judging them for anything, or I'm listening to them just to respond, or when I do listen to you, you take my silence as to I'm not paying attention. But that also goes with your body language. Communication is more than one method. You can communicate with your body language. You can communicate with your expressions, with your emotions. So that's why I say communication is important, because you have to learn to communicate from all different angles so that you're not projecting something off that's not what it is. So I just want to say again, for my Motivation Monday, man, learn to listen and communicate, because it will progress you into the next level of whatever career, life, relationship that you're trying to go to. And we have to mature, man. A lot of us are communicating from an immature level to things that we were conditioned to say, do, think. Forget all of it. Forget everything, man. Forget what your family taught you. Forget what your friends taught you. Go down that rabbit hole to starting to research your own methods of how you want to build your life, how you want to build your family. Because at the end of the day, I'm trying to build a life for my family. I'm trying to build a life for myself. And I don't want anything from my past, because it's full of wrong. It's full of people doing everything the way that they were taught to do it, which conditionally cycles them year after year, child after child, generation after generation. And I want to set my next generation up for a better life, man. Just a better way to go into the world and be confident. Know what I'm saying? Know how to communicate with people, know how to listen to people, and take over the world, because that's what we're trying to do at the end of the day. We're just trying to be successfully at peace. That's it. So this is your favorite realtor, Josh Brown. As you guys know, Mondays, one of my favorite days, because we all need that motivation. Sorry about my dog. She just seems to cannot stay away from me. But learn to listen, learn to communicate, and see where that takes you in life. Y'all have a blessed rest of your week. And carpe diem, baby. Seize the day. Over and out.